This program is financially supported by the fundings from the European Commission.
You are listening to the Ebu Access Cast, the first official podcast from European Blind Union about assistive technology for blind and partially sighted people. And here are the hosts.
Hello, and welcome to the Ebu Access Cast number 8. Believe it or not, we came to the 8th episode so far. And today is Sunday, February 17th, when we are recording. My name is Mario Percinic, and today with me I have many people. Yeah, Jakob from Estonia, hello.
Hello.
And from Belgium, we have Bart Simons.
Hello.
And we also have Tanja Kleut here from Luxembourg.
Hi.
How are you guys?
Quite good. Feeling all accessible.
Yeah,
Yes,
very good.
The weather is beautiful in Brussels for a change, so excellent over here.
We had really also very nice weather on Friday over here and yesterday as well.
Yeah, indeed, we are not so far from Belgium.
The spring seems to finally show its face.
Oh yeah. All right. Any new gadgets in the houses?
No, not really. I'm kind of suffering the heavy December.
You have a post-Christmas financial depression. Okay.
Kind of, you could call it that. Yeah.
No, but I have a new mic. If you didn't notice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So I realized that last time. The quality was correct, but still, I thought that I need something better with a better quality. So I bought a new mic, USB, Blue Snowball.
Oh. Okay.
And it's not expensive. I bought it on Amazon, and comparing to the other headset mic, it's really awesome. So it's my first mic, and I'm really happy.
Oh, that's really good to hear.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I also have a Blue mic. It's a different one. It's the Yeti. It's the Yeti Professional.
Oh.
But the Blue, as a company, really makes good products. So yeah. Though I have to say, I saw this Blue Snowball, and it really looks funny. It really looks like a like a huge snowball.
Yeah, like a tennis ball.
Yeah, and it's even bigger than a tennis ball, and it stands on a small stand, which is on the table, but it's not too heavy actually. Comparing it to my,
like 400 grams.
Yeah,
more or less.
I mean, comparing it to my Yeti Pro, which is like 1.5 kilos, this is nothing.
Yeah, but yours is professional.
Yeah, okay, but yeah. The Blue mics makes good stuff. So if someone needs a good mic, go get Blue Snowball. It's about $50 or so.
Bart, have you got any new stuff?
I bought a NAS, network attached storage, for backups and for file sharing in the house. I chose for Synology. And once it's configured, it's great, but it uses its own operating system to set up the shares, etc. And the accessibility was not really great. With some sighted assistance, I could do what he told me to do, but it was not logic or all keystrokes. There was no menu bar, so I had to tab around a lot. And there were different panels where you could reach in the end, a bit like iTunes. If you know how to do it, you can do it, but it was not so intuitive. But once it's set up, it's working really great. But the Synology operating system, it has a name. It just gave me a
disk station. I've got one too running here. It's one of those interfaces where you have to turn off the browse mode and on your screen reader, and just tab and arrows. And it's a bit weird. It can be used because it used to be way worse.
Oh, okay.
It used to be not at all accessible. So people.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It can be used, but
yep, it's not very
a lot of time. As you say, you have to turn off your focus mode, and then it's about guessing what to do. But I'm really happy with it, and it's streaming music to my speakers now, and it works very well. So I'm happy, but I needed some assistance to set it up.
Right. So are the hard drives already pre-built in, or you put inside your hard drives?
They are separate. So you buy the device without discs. Mm-hmm. I chose to have 2 discs and just rate them so that if one of them breaks, I have a copy on another. On
the other one, okay, yeah.
But you buy them separately.
Okay.
They slide in. That's quite simple. They slide in and with just one screw you attach it.
So you have basically like a drawers with the discs or stuff like that. Yep. Okay, yeah. Okay. Right, good. For me, at this time, no gadgets as well. Well, at least no the techie gadgets in terms of the IT stuff. But who knows? Maybe next time we will have something. So we finally started to receive the emails with many questions from our listeners, as well as the submissions from the listeners. And so at this episode, we are bringing to you not 1, not 2, but 3 demos. Yeah, and first 2 demos are coming from Spain, from Mr. Daniel Montalvo. I hope I spelled his name right. Who is going to give us small demonstrations about Amazon Echo. And the last demo will be about new function called Google Interpreter. So Tanya and I, we made a short demo about how to use it. Really interesting function if you need it. It just came recently.
This is the transcription service, right? Where it talks.
It's a translation.
Yeah.
Yes. Interpretation. So what we presented last time, because it's so you tell a phrase and then it translates in a language that you selected, but it
translates in audio or in written content?
No, in audio.
So in audio, if you use a speaker, Google Home speaker, but if you use smart
Google
display,
it's
smart
probably
display,
also written.
It is written, and it is good, in noisy environments, but also if you have problems in hearing.
Oh yeah, so it's not meant as a real-time translator when you are talking to a foreigner. It's more for study reasons or something.
Well, basically, it can be used. Well, it can be used for a real-time translation.
It can.
Yeah.
Of course, as it uses Google Translate, you need to be aware that sometimes it is not correct, but it is the same translation as you would get on the website or in the application. But the Google Translate application had something similar and has still a similar function, because you can say instead of typing the sentence or a word that you want to translate, and then you can make it speak the translation. So you have to press the button, but it is similar. Here it is automatic.
Okay. Look forward to it.
All right.
Okay.
So let's jump into our news section, because we have to cover lots of things this time.
And now, accessibility in the news.
So the first thing from the news is coming from the screen reader manufacturers. Vispero Group, as is it called now, ex-Freedom Scientific, is doing maintenance on their products, and eventually the new update for JAWS for 2019 came out. It's a January update. So if you don't have it, and if you have a valid license, go and grab one. There are plenty of new improvements. Most of them are related to the Microsoft Office and all the sub-Office applications such as Outlook, Word, etc. However, there is one really nice feature which they added into JAWS and Fusion products right now, and that's the possibility of adding and removing the vocalizer voices from JAWS itself. So basically what you do right now is you can, in a few clicks, install. First, you can choose the voice which you want. You can even hear the sample of the voice if you like it before you install it. And then you can install it and basically use it later. And later, if you don't like it, you can also remove it. It's really simple procedure and it works really well. Before that, you had to go online on their website, download each package for the voices, and yeah, it was a kind of little bit slower project to do and accomplish, but they simplified the process, so it's really nice.
What I noticed is that they speak now a lot more characters like emojis and other Unicode characters than before the update, which is nice, but at least for the Dutch language, there is still a lot of translation work. So I hear now that there are funny brackets on websites, and I hear that announced in English through my Dutch text or with my Dutch voice. So that's a little bit, on the one hand, I never noticed that there were so many little characters everywhere and in emails and pictures everywhere. But I hope they will work on the translations as well of these characters.
Okay, that's nice. Nice to hear, because right here I'm using only English version. So yeah, if there are translation issues, yeah, guys, please can you fix it for the next version? Thank you.
And what is also nice that the auto detection language works now in PDF files, which was not working before. This is very nice because I'm reading very often documents in more than one language, and this feature is really handy.
It has worked some versions ago, and then somehow it was broken, and indeed, I'm happy that it's back.
So now it's fixed. That's good.
If I can just add a general remark, what I noticed with version 2019, so not with the last update, it is much more better for closed environments. So if you're using JAWS at work, and because of firewall, you cannot access internet. Now the installation goes really as it should go. Before we had so often problems with installation of JAWS, but now with 2019 it's really working as it should work. So it's it is a good improvement in this sense.
Yeah, I noticed also that it's possible now to get like a complete package of 2019. And it's strictly package for corporations, and basically, yeah, that package is kind of huge. It's about like 600 megs, but when you download that, then you are absolutely sure that when you're doing the installation, that everything goes as it should without going online and passing firewalls and stuff like that. So yeah.
Yes, before even you had the possibility to download some files, but even with that we had problems during the installation before, but now it's not anymore the case.
That's good. That's nice. Because some of us are working in the corporate environment where we have lots of cracks. To bypass that, basically, we can do also one show about it to say like what kind of experience do you have when you're working in the corporation. But yeah. Okay, so this is cool for JAWS. Regarding the NVDA team is preparing for the 2019.1 release, and people who are using the NVDA releases can choose basically if they want a stable release, if they want a beta release, or alpha releases. And basically, if you're
like every day or something.
Yeah, the alpha releases are the ones that are being updated the most frequently, but in the same time, you have to pay attention because they can become unstable. So it really depends for what kind of purposes do you need. And the alpha releases are having really, really nice improvements, which are coming in the 2019. Let me say just a few which just come to my mind for the moment. This is much better support for the responsiveness in these Microsoft TTS voices.
Mm-hmm.
So it works faster than before, which is great. I would say that right now when you tweak it up, it's almost as responsive as it was when we use JAWS with the eloquence, let's say like that. One thing that it's finally coming is the integration of the UI support for the Microsoft Office. Concrete Microsoft Word. It's amazing. I will just say that it's there are still some things to be tweaked out. But so far, how it works, this is what we wanted, and I'm glad that the guys from the Ebu Access community are listening what we have to say. And yeah, I have to say that now writing and browsing through documents in Word, man, it's a total different story now. So that's good. And I think that in 2019.1 they will leave this option, this possibility optional. So you will have a checkbox where you will be able to turn on or turn off the UI support. And basically, I can understand why is that, because they are saying that this UI support is now available only for the Office 2016 and Office 365. So if you're running any prior versions to that, such as Office 2013 or 2010, then you would not have such luck with those products, and probably you would want to have this feature off. So that's why. But so far so good. So looking forward to 2019.1 when it goes out in about a month, I guess, or so. Okay, this was a kind of short announcements from the screen readers. World. Yeah. We briefly discussed the Google interpreter, but we can say just once again that in the last podcast we announced it and we said that we didn't know when is it coming to Europe. However, Google was fast, and let's say that now even for people in Europe it's available for about a week. And we will have it. We will have the demonstrations in how it works in this podcast. So take a listen. Jakob, you have a Google Home, so you can try it. So you can try it later. Tell us how it works with the Estonian.
It doesn't work with Estonian.
Yes, indeed. I think Estonian is not listed.
Still,
no.
If I ask it to translate something to Estonian, it's not supported. Although Google does have Estonian TTS, so I don't know why.
Okay. Then we found the glitch to fix again.
It's the bug podcast today.
Come on. Bug podcast. Buggy episode. So the next thing we would like to discuss is the extension for Chrome, which is helping us to recognize the images, or let's say to read the alt text from the images in case there are some. Some of you have tested it out.
But it doesn't read alt text, actually. It does send the image to an automated image recognition service, and it generates an alt text. And I have a kind of a feeling that I have to switch my default browser because of that, because I've been using Safari, but Safari doesn't have so many extensions. Well, it does, but not that. So I just installed it on my Chrome on my Mac, and it works very nicely. It even does automatically speak the caption. So what you do is you find a picture on a web, and then you press your applications or right-click key, well, on the Mac, you just do VO Shift M, and then there is a button in the menu which says Get Image Info, and then it just waits for like 5 seconds, analyzing it, and then it will tell you what this picture is. And they're quite good. I was reading a gaming article, and then I took the image recognition, and it told me that the Nintendo Wii console is sitting on a desk, which is kind of cool because it told me which console it is, not just a gaming console. So it's quite nice. I really like it. So I have to now probably start using Chrome as my default browser again on the Mac.
Is that description coming in English only, or?
It seems to be English only, yeah, because this was an Estonian article, but the description is in English, I think.
Yes, it is in English.
I guess it's not too hard to like input a translation service in the middle of there, so it would just throw the description into a translator and then come out in whatever language you want. But they are messy sometimes.
You say it's spoken by the screen reader, but with your default voice or with your Estonian voice, you would hear that.
For me, it got spoken with the computer's default voice, but it pops up like an overlay where you can read it with your screen reader as well.
Nice.
Yes, indeed. The only thing is that I'm wondering how it would work on logotypes, because there indeed you don't analyze what the image really contains, but it should tell you the logotype. But then there probably it's not so precise. But
did you try to recognize an image containing text? Does it do optical character recognition, or does it just report I think in Facebook it says may contain text? Yeah, but
it annoys me. It knows there's text, but it just doesn't do the basic OCR. Yes. I'm very annoyed at that.
Yeah, indeed, it tells text.
Oh, it does, and it doesn't read the text. Okay.
That should be possible, because I'm in Chicken Nugget, the Twitter client, is also built in an image recognizer, and it does automatic OCR. It's also a free service, I guess. So it's a pity that it's not integrated then.
Well, I think as far as I understand, it's quite a new version.
Yeah.
So maybe there will be an update to this, and it would work.
Thank you, AI.
Oh yeah.
But to pause on that for a minute, like we didn't have this technology 4 years ago.
No.
4 years ago, I remember seeing a video demonstrating the Microsoft Seeing AI app, which wasn't an app at the time. It was just technology. And I was like, how the hell does it work? It's so amazing. And now we just have everywhere. We have multiple apps on this. We have an extension. I think it's incredible. And I wonder what's going to happen in 5 years. Do we get like live video descriptions by AI? Would be great.
Why not? And also, we could get the audio descriptions as well. That would be interesting.
Yes, but it's also important that people who are creating content, that they still add alternative text, because sometimes when on presentations I say that there is this option, so they usually think, okay, then we don't have to add alternative text, which is not true. So it is still important to add alternative text because it is precise. But, it's good to have this technology when there is no alternative text.
So for the next one, we will move from the AI to a little bit different subject, but not so much different, and it's it's the electric vehicles. Well, basically, why electric vehicles? Because the EBU published the campaign about electric cars. Basically, not all about the electric cars itself, but the campaign speaks about the AVAS, and the AVAS is the acoustic vehicle automatic system, which is able to give you the noise alerts, so that the people who have vision impairment and who are blind can hear the car approaching. And basically, this campaign is based on the lots of talk between the European Union and all the people who are working on the laws here for the EU. So, in order to summarize this, because there are lots of information there to read, but in short, the thing is that actually from this year, it's July of 2019, all the newly produced electric vehicles will have to have AVAS integrated in, which means that if somebody buys electric vehicle from July onwards, it will have to have this kind of module, or let's say a small speaker, which is generating some kind of noise. And that kind of noise should sound like similar to the car noise, let's say like that, so that you're able to recognize that this is really a vehicle coming, that it's not a spaceship.
I really wish you could select different noises. I mean, I would add a horse noise, for example. Like, the faster you go, the faster the horse is galloping.
Yes, but it's a good remark, because I found a video on TED Talk where an acoustic engineer, Renzo Vitale, speaks about new sounds to add on electric vehicles. Mm-hmm. Because indeed he says that why we should rely on sounds that we had until now, we should invent new sounds. So indeed his proposal is to invent new sounds, and his proposal is based on sound from Philharmonic Orchestra from Bavaria. So it's we will add this to the show notes. It sounds very interesting.
We will have the link about that in the show notes. Basically,
but I'm wondering, in the moment, if this will be implemented in the vehicles. So you should be aware, because you don't expect such a sound on a street. Mm-hmm. You should be aware, but we have to see.
Well, actually, I found also a link which we will include as well to this topic in the show notes, that basically Tesla is already preparing for that, because in the States, similar regulation is coming from this September of 2019. And eventually the Tesla Model 3 is coming with the, well, they say pedestrian noise maker, whatever. We don't know how it sounds like, because what I found was an article, and there is a YouTube video with a guy who is working for Tesla and who he has his own car, showing that this thing is built there, and it will probably become workable with some software update or something like that, I suppose. I mean, considering the fact that there are really many electric vehicles more and more on the streets, and apparently in the next 5 to 6 years there will be huge increase in that. This is very, very important for us. I don't know, guys, what's your opinion about it? But I mean, the thing that if you're not able to hear the vehicle approaching, if it's moving very, very slowly up until like 30 kilometers per hour, you basically are really not able to hear it until it's too late.
And not only when it's moving, because also a stationary car, you cannot detect it. If it's in front of you, you simply bump into it.
Yeah.
Okay, it's true that other parked cars, but they stand on different places than these electric cars. They can be on a crossroad or in front of a traffic light or anywhere. So stationary is also an important thing. With regard to what sound it should make, from the choice of words, noisemaker, you feel that they don't like it. No one apart from us really likes it that they have to add some sound. So you see, if this engineer calls it as a noisemaker, that's a bit of a negative word. And also the drivers probably. So on the one hand, it might be a good idea to let them choose their ringtone, let's say, like they do on the mobile. But on the other hand, we still need to know whether a car is coming or a fairground attraction. And I think at a certain point people will go back to the monotone sounds because they hear it all the time. And if it can be funny for 5 minutes to have a nice ringtone, but if you're hearing it all day, I think you will go quickly back to your monotone sound.
I do agree, and actually, there's a good point in like with waiting the car, because when I'm using Uber a lot, and when I find or see on the app that there is an electric car coming up, I always go there early out there, because then I can hear it arriving. Because when I go outside and the car has already arrived, it's very hard to locate it because it's very quiet.
Yeah.
So that's also a thing.
Yeah, that's definitely. Good point. I mean, speaking of those, when I was reading the documentation about these AVAs, there used to be one nonsense, and fortunately enough, the people from the EBU reacted to that, because when they started on implementation of the prototypes and stuff for this noise alerting systems, they started to build in the magical pause button. So basically what would happen is you would start the car and then the car would start making noises, but you would say, shut up, I don't want to listen to you. And then you would press the button and it would be quiet until you restarted the engine. Well, fortunately enough for us, right now, this kind of thing will have to go away, and the new manufacturers will have to build in the cars with the built-in AVAS systems, but which are not possible to turn off unless some manufacturer really builds this in and on their, let's say, on their features list. So they left it like kind of, if some manufacturer wants to do that, okay, you are able to do that, but you shouldn't. So we will see how it will go in practice. But so eventually the new AVAS systems will become available in the electric vehicles from July 2019. And that's quite fast. It's in a few months. It's in a few months, and since 2021, all the cars which are already on the roads, but they're not so new, would have to have these features implemented as well. So
maybe one last remark: it is for vehicles with at least 4 wheels. So that means also buses and trucks and everything else, but no bikes or
electric bikes or whatever.
Well, already we don't hear bikes, but they can also be smaller, like little vehicles in cities to do some goods transport. they might have 3 wheels, so they are not obliged to have the sound.
Yeah,
it's 4 wheels or more.
Okay, so that's good to know. So this smaller, we have to still take care about this two-wheel vehicles because eventually electric bike can go much faster than the normal bike, and wow, this can be interesting. Okay, yeah, but let's wait and see. I hope that here in the surrounded countries we don't get a situation as what people have now in the UK with this thing called shared space, where on the same pavement you have like pedestrians and people with the bikes. So
yeah, you don't want that really. That's dangerous.
Yeah, that sounds dangerous.
That's what they try to do here as well a lot.
Oh wow!
And it's not don't feel very secure there, because you can just. I mean, even the bike driver can be careful, but maybe I'm walking so that it's very hard to pass me, and accidents might happen. So it's always easier to make like separate ways for bike riders and pedestrians.
Yeah. Yes. The next one comes for the gossip lovers. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the fact that, which is quite known in the States, we in Europe are not used to that yet.
Still,
yeah. However, what happened? Well, actually, one guy who likes Beyonce wanted to see her website, but eventually he found that the website is not accessible.
She.
Oh, it's a she.
She.
Yeah, okay, it's a she. Then she found that it's not that the website is not accessible. Basically, it lacked many image descriptions and some of the menus were not working as well. So there was apparently lawsuit. The lawsuit came up against Beyonce and her website to make it accessible for people with visual impairment. And that's so far the only thing we know. We don't know how is it going because so far in the article, which we will put in the show notes, there is no explanation from the other side. There is no reaction from the other side. But yeah, it's...
as far as I understand, according to law, they have to fix it, actually.
They should. They're supposed to fix it. So we will see how it goes.
Yeah.
Yes, because it fails the American with Disabilities Act. And as you say, it's not accessible to visually impaired users. But there is no reaction in the article, so I'm really wondering if they will
respond at all.
Yes, or change it,
or maybe they
so
already
that
fixed
it.
If there are some Beyonce lovers in our listening community, guys, go and check it out.
Go
and check it out
and write a complaint letter to them. You can't sue them probably in EU, but you can complain.
Yeah. So tell us, does the site now works or not? It's not heavy. It's not a heavy metal, so I'm not
make a blind Beyonce lovers association or something.
And it will be it should be called BBL. Yeah, blind Beyonce lovers. So I mean, these kind of things are, as I said, this is something we do not use, and maybe we should do it more often here in Europe.
But there were no regulations here in some countries, and now with the directive, it will change surely. But on a general level, there was nothing related to web accessibility. Okay, maybe in some countries like UK and France, they had some regulations. But for Croatia, where I come from, there was nothing. So even if I complained, I cannot rely on any regulation.
Yeah.
Exactly. You just have to politely explain them that you want to use it, but you cannot like back yourself up with any.
Yes. Yes. So I hope that the situation will be improved with the directive, but it applies only to public sector. So for the private sector, we will still need to wait, unfortunately.
And unfortunately, Beyonce isn't public sector.
Yes.
So yeah.
So the last topic before we say goodbye and go for the demos is really something interesting if you like to play around. And it's the project which was initiated from Microsoft called Code Jumper. Anyone heard about it, guys?
I read.
Actually, no.
No? Okay.
Oh.
Yes,
Well,
I read about.
Yeah, it's from what I understand, they wanted to make the coding experience familiar to the kids who have visual impairments, and they wanted to create, as they say, physical programming language. So what they've done is they've done kind of different shapes, figures, which when you put them together in some kind of a piece puzzle or whatever it is, then you are able to make the certain program, because each of the figure, such as, I don't know, the shape of the boat or some kind of button or something, has certain function. So basically the kids are playing around with it, and they are making the programming in the background, because the structure that they construct at the end is basically a program code which does something what they want. And apparently the good thing about it is that the other companies, such as the APH and also the RNIB, jumped on board with that. So apparently there are workshops going on in the UK currently about it. And I think that it's really cool for kids to start learning coding, and after that, if they like it, then they can switch easily to some programming languages.
Yes, and indeed, there is a video also about this project where the person who initiated this project, she says that indeed other sighted kids had this program with done in that way that the animation was giving the feedback, whereas visually impaired kids didn't have any option. So this was like an alternative to provide to kids who are visually impaired to learn coding. Yes.
Okay. That's nice. Bart, what do you say about it?
Well, I'm very happy that this also became accessible, because there's a lot to do about teaching children programming early on, or playing with programming, and that's another part of life that became accessible with this project. And what I also liked is that they went back with this what they developed for blind and partially sighted children. They went back to sighted children, and they liked it as well. So it's also an integrate. So you can play together with sighted children. They also
Okay.
They also liked it. So that's again an inclusion thing. So
Exactly, and that's what I think is like quite often those coding little lessons for kids are very visual based or very like they're not accessible because it's like it starts out with like let's draw something cool or whatever, and if somebody is blind or disabled, it's hard to use it. But now, you know, as Bart said, it's inclusive, so everybody can do that.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. We are making progress, and
yes.
that's really nice to hear. But actually, I'd like to get my hands on, and maybe the organization that I'm working for will get included in the future about it because they are all the time testing new gear. So, and we also have some programming courses for the kids over here for kids in Luxembourg who are blind and visually impaired. So eventually, if this shows up as successful, yeah, who knows? Maybe it will come soon over here as well. So I will see the boat with the endless loop or something like that. Yeah. Okay, guys. That's about it for the topics which we have for today.
Us.
Yeah, we covered quite a lot, but we are not finished. We have about 15 minutes left for our 3 demos, and those demos are going to be about Amazon Echo and Google Interpreter. So don't turn off.
Keep your ears open.
Yeah, don't turn off your podcasting player. Still stay until the end. However, we will have to say goodbye for this time. And yeah, please don't forget to give us all the time the opinions about the episode which we just recorded. Or if you are not on time, you can go on our website or subscribe to our podcast through different services such as...
Yeah, we're now on Spotify and TuneIn as well.
Yeah! So
that's nice.
Yeah, so we have iTunes, Spotify, we are also on Libsyn. You can subscribe to us in the iPhone podcasting app if you're using iPhone, or if you're using Android phones, you have multiple podcasting clients for that. So many different choices to do.
Yes.
And also if you're using a Windows machine, you can do that as well through the podcasting player. And
also on the website.
Also on the website, yeah, if you like that. So there are many ways you can listen to us. Send us an email, send us a tweet. We are listening to you, and we will answer as fast as we can.
Yeah.
And until next time, stay well, and bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Demo time. Time for a demonstration.
Hey guys, at the Ebu Access Cast, this is Danny Montalvo from Spain. I'm just going to record a little demonstration on how to configure the Amazon Echo device. I've got 3 of them here at home. I'd like to teach you at this point how to actually configure the device, because this is something that might pose some difficulties for the average user. Let's go to the application called Amazon Alexa.
App switcher. Voice. Amazon Alexa. Act.
Let's locate the menu here. Double tap.
Add device.
And I'm doing this with the iPhone. It's iOS 12. In an iPhone 6S. I'll just look for something saying
Add device.
Add
Button.
device. And I'll double tap it.
Set. Menu. Button. Help. Setup. Heading. What type of device are you setting up? Popular brands.
Just flicking.
Amazon Echo.
That's
Button.
the one. Since it's an Echo
Setup.
second generation.
Choose a device to set up. By proceeding, you agree to Amazon's conditions
Yes,
of Echo.
I don't know what
Echo
these
Dot.
conditions are because I haven't read it. But
Echo Plus. Echo Sub. Echo Amazon. Echo Plus.
this
Echo
is,
Dot.
once again,
Echo.
flicking and double tapping in Echo.
Recording. Continue. Cancel. Let's get your Echo connected to Wi-Fi so you can start using it.
So, we're going to connect the Echo to my Wi-Fi here at home. And press continue here.
Wait for the orange light.
Okay. This is not very useful for us. So the orange light, you have to wait for several seconds. I would say 10 to 15 seconds to be sure that the orange light is there.
Cancel. Continue. Button.
And if everything's okay, then you can assume that the orange light was there. Otherwise, you can assume it was not. So I'll just press continue.
Connect your iPhone to your Echo.
Let's read the instructions here.
Go to your Wi-Fi settings on this iPhone and select the network of the format Amazon XXX. It may take up to a minute to display. After connecting your iPhone to Amazon XXX Wi-Fi, return to the Amazon Alexa app to continue setup.
Okay, thank you very much. So I'll just get to my settings here.
Dock. Settings.
One
new item.
Wi-Fi.
Airplane mode. Off. Define adjust light. Wi-Fi. Carrier. Select settings. Back button.
And I'll just look for something similar to Amazon XXX. So I've got several
More
words
info.
here.
Choose Amazon AJM. On secure network.
Okay.
Signal strength 3 of 3 bars.
Yeah, it seems to be. So I'll just double tap to connect to this Wi-Fi that the Amazon has generated for us. And this is for the device to be able to actually connect to the iPhone. Otherwise, it wouldn't be possible to establish the connection between the device and the iPhone. So once the connection has been established, we're going to be able to connect the device to the real Wi-Fi here at home.
Amazon AJM. On Carrier 5G. Secure net.
Conexión. Vuelve a la app Alexa.
Sorry about that. This message doesn't say very much to you, but it's actually saying that the connection has been established, as I was saying to you before. So we can now come back to the Amazon Alexa application.
App switch. Amazon settings.
Let's
Amazon Alexa.
do that.
Continue Echo setup.
Great.
Continue Echo setup. Heading level 3. Continue. Button.
Okay,
N.
so
Echo setup.
button.
Continue. Select. Echo setup. Select your Wi-Fi network. Heading level 3. Your Echo's MAC address is C4950009B48D8.
So this is something very useful. We can actually go to our router settings and see all the Amazon Echo devices and all the smart devices that have been connected to the Wi-Fi. This is useful information, but just kind of curiosity. So
rescan button.
Rescan.
Cancel setup. Cancel set. Rescan. Your Echo's. Select your Wi-Fi network. Heading level 3.
Okay.
Echo setup. Heading. Echo setup. Cancel setup. Your Echo. Rescan. Please wait.
So rescan here because
Wi-Fi networks.
It doesn't find my Wi-Fi. Now it's actually performing as it is expected. So I'll just get the Wi-Fi.
Cancel setup.
Of course, I'm going to pause this because, this is kind of private information.
Preparing your Echo. Heading level 3. Echo setup. Main. Landmark.
It's a little bit difficult, to activate the Wi-Fi that you want to activate. The Amazon Alexa app has serious accessibility issues. It's absolutely, difficult for the average user to get used to that. I've actually complained on Twitter several times on this topic, but, Amazon doesn't seem to care very much about this stuff at this point. I hope they can fix this sooner or later, So...
Ya puedes empezar a usar el dispositivo.
And that's all. It's said to me that I can now start using the device, and the application on its side has also warned me that the Echo is online. So this is how easy it is to configure the Amazon Echo. There are, as I said, accessibility issues. When trying to select the Wi-Fi, I've had to double tap several times on the Wi-Fi name, and it didn't seem to care about my desire. So you have to make your way on this stuff. But that's how it goes. Hope it's been interesting for you. There are also several other features, advanced features, such as grouping. You can actually group two of the Amazon Echoes that you have for stereo purposes. You have to be warned, though, that this grouping will also work in music service. That is to say, it also works with Amazon Music, with Spotify. I don't know if it works with TuneIn, but what I do know is it doesn't work, if you want to connect your iPhone, let's say, or your computer via Bluetooth to the group of the Amazon devices, the output, it's not going to be stereo, it's going to be mono. Amazon has not implemented this feature yet. I hope they do. They implement the complete stereo experience, because otherwise, it's kind of under the average. But just for you to know, I hope you found this interesting, and talk to you very soon.
Demo time for a demonstration.
Hey folks, this is Daniel Montalvo once again with the Alexa tips and tricks. Now we're going to be going through how to setting the echo language. I've got mine configured to Spanish, but in a bilingual environment in which we are here in Europe, where not everybody speaks English as their primary language. In fact, the majority of us don't. But we do have to use English, and we know English. It's kind of convenient to be able to change the language of the Alexa ecosystem so that in certain circumstances we can actually use English as our primary communication method with Alexa. You're going to have the experience that English works much better with Alexa. In fact, it's kind of tough times for us who do not speak English, because the language and the voice recognition systems are not as good as they are in English. But still, we have the opportunity to use English, and this is why I'm gonna show you how to do it. Now, if I talk to Amazon Alexa here, and I say, Alexa, are you there?
Puedo intentar resolver tu problema si me preguntas o dices algo más específico. Si tienes una emergencia, llama con tu teléfono al 112.
It's just nonsense what's saying, because it's saying that if I've got any problem, she can somehow solve it. But in the meantime, I need to call the emergency service in 112, which is the emergency service number here in Spain. So absolutely nothing to do with what I was asking Alexa to do. So this is why, as I said, it's not understanding my language. I need to change
Settings.
the language. So I'm going to the Amazon Alexa.
Amazon Alexa.
That's
active.
the thing.
Amazon Alexa. Settings. Active. More music streaming services. Link your account to your favorite streaming
Just get out of here, because it's not what we want. And
menu. Button.
okay, let's go to the menu.
Add device. Button.
Now to settings. Which is in
menu.
the button of the screen. And we're going to search here
Notification. Device settings.
for device settings, which is the option we want to select.
All devices.
All devices.
Cosina. All devices. Heading. Cosina Online.
And this is a setting. The language setting is one that goes per device. You can't change the language of all the devices at home. So we need to get
All
to
Cosina
the
Online.
Cocina, which stands for kitchen in Spanish. And
Device settings.
it says it's online, which is a good thing.
Carrier 5. Connected. Stereo. General. Sounds. Audio. Do not off.
Just flicking.
Language.
And now we are in the language setting.
Language.
Double tap here. As you can hear, there's no feedback in the Amazon application that a new content has appeared. It's once again, as I said the other day, a serious accessibility issue what they have here. Hoping we can make some pressure on them so that they can fix it, because otherwise it's going to pose some serious difficulties for the average user here.
Francese. Italiano.
Now,
Italia.
I'm
Deselected.
just moving by flicking through the list of languages.
English. Australia / News. Francese. France.
just,
English. Australia / New Zealand. Deselected.
I don't want that.
Italian. Espanol. English. India. Deselect. English. Canada. English. United States. Deutsch deselected.
Oops.
Deutsch deselect.
Okay.
English.
English United States. That's okay. I think it's going
Alert.
to work.
Change Alexa's language.
Yes.
The selected language does not match your Amazon account and is not fully supported in your country. If you make this change,
I know.
cancel.
Okay. No problem.
Button.
So I'll
English.
just
Button.
change that. And if we wait for some seconds, I hope she should have finished. And now I will try to say in English something like, Alexa, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. And listen once I hear the wake word.
Alexa, play the Radio Lab podcast.
Getting the latest episode of Radio Lab. Here it is from TuneIn.
Okay. It is apologetical.
Hey, Jack, before we start,
Alexa, stop. Alexa, what's the weather like?
Right now in Madrid, it's 6 degrees Celsius with fog. Today's forecast has partly sunny weather, with a high of 11 degrees and a low of 1 degree.
Okay, and as you can see, if you want to request some English-related things, you are going to need to change the language of the Amazon Alexa so that it understands English, because otherwise you can't use English in Spanish or English in French or English in German at the same time. It's not going to work. But this is a little tip on how to change the Amazon Alexa language on a particular device. Hope it helps. See you soon.
Demo time. Time for a demonstration.
This is demonstration for Google Interpreter function, which was just recently added to the Google Assistant products such as Google Home speakers and Google displays. So what are we going to do today is have a small demonstration between Tanya and me. We are going to make a small talk between one person who speaks English and the other who speaks French.
And you can activate it by saying, be my interpreter. So we will now say, okay, Google, be my interpreter.
What language should I translate to?
French.
Okay, go ahead.
Salut Mario, comment ça va?
Hi Mario, how are you?
Hey, I'm fine. What about you?
Je vais bien. Et vous?
Ça va très bien, merci. Qu'est-ce que tu as fait hier?
That's fine, thank you. What did you do yesterday?
Oh, yesterday I played very nice rock concert. There were about 50 people there.
Hier, j'ai joué de très bons concerts de rock et il y avait une 50aine de personnes là-bas.
Très cool.
Very cool.
What did you do yesterday?
Qu'est-ce que vous avez fait hier?
J'ai fait un gâteau au chocolat, des
I made a chocolate cake.
brownies à l'avocat.
Brownie with avocado.
Wow, sounds very good.
Oh, ça sonne très bien.
Oui, en effet, c'est très bon.
Yes, indeed, it is very good.
Goodbye.
Okay, I'll stop translating.
Thank you for listening. This has been EBU Access Cast.